The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
B-side.
B-side. B-side.
That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
All right. In Arizona on the 29th, this is a Friday. Why does Top Rank always do this? But whatever.
It works for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It'll be Saturday morning.
It's Saturday morning.
Yeah. All right. So from the bottom up, Art Barrera versus Kevin Soto. This 4-round 140s. Emiliano Vargas, I think he's the general. Nelson Hampton, 6-round 135s. Sergio Leon Rodriguez versus Sammy Duverson, 6-round 160s. Richard the Stash Torres versus Donald Hainsworth, 8-round heavies. He would be the perfect candidate for Bridger, that bullshit that the WBC made up.
Is there even anyone in that class? Is that
it's around, but nobody really cares. Nobody cares about Cruiser. What the fuck makes you think they're gonna care about?
You're saying I could compete in Bridgerweight and get a champ by next year?
It's possible.
Dude, that's not a bad move at all.
Nope. So Richard Torres, the Stash, I saw a funny video of him trying to do mitts with some news anchor, and she was doing it terribly. The joke of it was he kept telling her to keep her guard up, so he would stop, tell her to raise her hands, and then 3 punches later the hands are down again. And so the joke was he looks at the camera with this dumbfounded expression, and it stopped right there. It's like, if you've ever been in a boxing gym, you know exactly what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. He just wants to smack her in the head and keep your fucking hands up.
Oh boy.
Now, Sinisa Estrada versus Yokasta Valle, undisputed minimum weight.
There's not very many women's matches that I get excited about, but this one, I watched some tape on Yokasta, and I think this one's going to be pretty action-packed and
yeah,
let's say more technical than a lot of the women's boxing tends to be.
There's not a whole lot of women's fights that you could get excited about, just because you don't really know who they are. The skill floor is really low, and the drop-off from the ceiling to the floor is really steep. But this is one of those ones where this is a really good matchup, and it should be a really good time. Mm-hmm. Oscar Valdez is fighting Liam Wilson. Valdez is from, I think he grew up in Tucson, which is not too far from the border town. He was born in Nogales. But yeah, Oscar Valdez versus Liam Wilson. These are both beaten by Navarrete, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are 12-round 130s. 13-2, 13 wins, 7 KOs. Not terrible. Not good, though. Definitely not good. And
I'm expecting fireworks, though.
Yes. They both have decent gas tanks, and they throw a lot, but they're not very heavy-handed.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he's going to trouble Oscar Valdez, probably. I mean, Oscar's not great, but he's not terrible either. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be exciting.
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be
a lot of action. Maybe don't expect a knockout, but a lot of action.
Honestly, I don't remember much of Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson. Wilson. I guess I'll go with Valdez. I've just never seen Wilson fight. But, I mean, Valdez, he's not, I don't think he's washed. I think he's definitely hit his peak, though. He might be plateauing soon. But I would just still go, honestly.
Yeah, Valdez has a pretty solid chin, so he can. And Liam, I was about to say Liam Neeson as well. Wilson is definitely doesn't appear to be the type of dude that's going to crack Oscar Valdez's chin.
Mm-hmm.
If Navarrete couldn't do it, Robson Conceição couldn't do it, then yeah, this isn't gonna. It's not gonna. Scott Quigg definitely did. He literally broke his chin, so there's that. But well, Oscar Valdez, probably. I'm expecting this is gonna be a thing. Like the Navarrete gimmick is just a gimmick. Like that's how they're pitching it. Yeah. No,
The Estrada fight, going back to the ladies, should be quite fun as well. Actually.
yeah, there's a bit of tension there.
Yeah, I don't know much about this lady because I don't follow women's boxing a whole bunch. The Yocasta Valley, but she's quite pretty.
Yeah.
And her record is really good.
She fights out of Costa Rica, but I think that's like her adopted home. Let me see where she's from. She's from Nicaragua, and she moved to Costa Rica. But she is really proud of being, I guess, an adopted daughter of Costa Rica. And Sinisa Estrada, for some reason, has a chip on her shoulder. And
Oh, she doesn't like that she says she's from there?
no, I think it's Sinisa Estrada tries to talk about the difficulties coming up for her, and then Yocasta's like, "You don't know what hardship is, okay? This is all sounds like a pleasant dream to me." I
mean, Estrada's from California.
Right.
Not saying you can't struggle in California, but I bet you Nicaragua is
Quite a bit
different.
worse. Yeah, the struggle's
Yeah.
different there. So I think that's that's part of the tension there. All right, last thing before wrapping up on the PBC card on the 30th. So in LA, well, in Inglewood, at the YouTube Theater. How many times has this bitch changed names? Yeah, it used to be the Kia Theater or the Kia Forum, and then it used to just be the Forum in Inglewood.
Never heard of it, honestly.
Arsen Goulamirian versus Gilberto Ramirez. This is for the WBA Cruiser title. Goulamirian, you're wondering who that is, and so am I. So there you go.
Is Gilberto Zurdo?
Yes.
Okay, this is one where I honestly thought Zurdo was his first name for a long time.
What?
Not speaking Spanish, I didn't realize. It sounds like a name.
Every fucking lefty's nickname is Zurdo, because that's what it means, is lefty.
Right.
So it's fucking ridiculous.
Gilberto is a fun name to say, though. I should remember it. But yeah, I just looked at Goulamirian. I have no idea who this man is either.
I think he's Armenian, fighting out of France now.
Fighting out of Big Bear, California, according to BoxRec.
That's right. He's with Abel Sanchez.
Ooh, Golovkin Mini.
Golovkin Plus.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard of Mr. Arsen. Obviously, we know Zurdo, but is he up and coming, or like who is he?
He has a title.
Really?
27 fights undefeated.
So he was born in Armenia. His nationality is France on BoxRec, and he's in California now.
Awesome.
His status is also listed as inactive.
Yeah,
So.
if you don't have a fight for a year, you're moved into the inactive status. It's just like an automatic thing.
He seems to have mostly fought in France.
Naturally. To be completely honest with you, I had not heard of him until he was slated for the title fight. I couldn't tell you who he beat to get it, because I don't fucking remember. I remember seeing his name, like having trouble pronouncing it, and yeah, who the fuck is this? It's some fucking Frenchman. Why? I don't care.
I am expecting Zurdo to walk over this guy.
Same.
Hopefully.
I think that's the expectation. I'm sure in the last couple of weeks since this was announced, people have been flocking to YouTube trying to find something about Goulamirian.
Yeah, that kid beats me, but I mean, it'd probably be a good fight then if he's if he's with Abel Sanchez, gotta be pretty good at least.
Right.
Unless Abel Sanchez has fallen off the past few years since Golovkin left, but I'm not sure that's the case.
I haven't kept up with who has been training with him. I know that since when Golovkin semi-retired and now seems to be fully retired, I know he had a few guys that I was aware of, like Carlos Cuadras was one, and a lot of Eastern Euro types. They go to Abel Sanchez.
Yeah, he had the formula. He had the secret sauce.
Yeah, him or Joel Diaz. But Goulamirian, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know who you are, so I'm going to assume that you're going to lose.
That's a weird step down in competition. Jeez.
For Ramirez?
Yeah,
Kinda.
because he lost to Bivol and then he fought Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah, Joe Smith.
And he won that.
That was his first fight at cruiserweight. So
Yeah, I guess. I just mean, going from fighting Joe Smith Jr. to some unknown guy seems like a weird step backwards to me.
perhaps, but to pick up the title will make the next step forward like 2 or 3 steps instead of just another one.
Fair.
So there's that. I mean, and at cruiserweight, nobody gives a shit about cruiserweight, but
That's true.
like Usyk, when he did the undisputed run with the World Boxing Super Series, people cared then because all the the champs were fighting each other. So
Yeah.
this is a
I don't know who holds belts at cruiserweight.
Goulamirian, the other champs, Chris Billum Smith is WBO. I remember that.
Yep.
McCallion has the WBC. IBF is vacant at the moment. It was supposed to be Opataya, and then he got stripped before, like, that Day of Reckoning card. He got stripped right before that, and now he's back in the mandatory slot against with Myris Briedis, the guy he beat to get the title in the first place.
Sounds like a whole circle.
It's a really stupid circle.
Cruiserweight is a bit of a gong show in general, I think.
Yeah, that's typically how it's regarded. All right, let's do the fucking thing here. Keith, that one time Thurman, injured again. Oh my fucking goodness, how many fights has he dropped out of now from injuries? At this point, it's given his age, he came off of a super long layoff from a pretty severe injury. He comes back, and now he's getting injured repeatedly again. Might be time to hang it up. Just my thinking.
I think at 40, ish.
Late 30s at the least.
Yeah, if you're getting bicep tears in training and stuff, like, it's not I took a funny punch injury either. It's a I'm getting a little old injury.
Yeah, the body ain't what it used to be kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Plus, like, has Thurman fought since Pacquiao? He had one, right?
Barrios, I remember.
Yeah, it was Barrios, wasn't it?
And I want to say he was lined up for others, but got injured on those as well.
Yeah.
I know for sure Barrios. I want to make sure I have his entire... Mario Barrios, that was it. I know he's supposed to fight other people, for sure, but...
So that's what, one fight in
2022?
3 or 4 years?
Yeah, Pacquiao was July of 2019, and then Barrios was February of 2022.
That's one fight in 5 years.
Right.
I would call that semi-retired already.
I agree.
Yeah, just about.
His middle name is Fitzgerald. I didn't know that.
That's weird.
That's cool.
Keith Fitzgerald Thurman. None of that rolls together.
It's probably got to be a family thing.
Gotta be.
Yeah. All right. But, so with Keith Thurman out, Sebastian Fundora was on the co-main against Sergey Bohachuk, who's been a 360 Promotions mainstay. I think he's like their best guy. So he was getting his first title shot. So Fundora moves up. He's fighting Tszyu. And now Bohachuk is fighting Brian Mendoza, who beat Fundora, lost to Tszyu, as we all remember. That'll be for the interim WBC. The full title is going to be, it's vacant on the line for Fundora Tszyu. So that's a two belt fight now. So that's kind
Some
of
might
fun.
say fondue.
What?
Fundora and Tszyu.
I
Oh,
was thinking of
you're...
fondue, then I thought fondue was better.
Yeah, now that I know you're doing a portmanteau, it works. I didn't know what you were doing. I was like, what the, like, fondue? Why are we talking about fondue?
What is Jan tonight?
Yeah, because he's thin and I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. It wasn't working. All right, so I saw some good, a good way to look at this situation. And I'd like to start with Drip. So Sebastian Fundora, he's a left-handed, for whatever reason, at like 6'30", he's really come forward, close-up pressure kind of guy, southpaw. Now Tszyu is a right-handed pressure type of guy, and Keith Thurman is a right-handed, more technical type boxer puncher. So Fundora is a complete change from what he was going to be dealing with. Now, Bohachuk is right-handed pressure type, or so similar-ish to Thurman. Not quite though, but more in line with Thurman than he would be with Fundora. So like he has, I feel like Fundora has some advantages here. What do you think? Like as far as preparation and how this whole injury is shaken up the whole fight and the card altogether.
I think he definitely does have the advantage, just given the guy who he's going to fight now wasn't training for him. So, and we've seen it happen before where, like, these things happen, and typically, like, the last minute replacement, you know, they have a better chance. Sometimes they win, not always, but I think this works a lot better in his favor.
Andy
You know, last minute
Ruiz
sub.
beat AJ coming off
Exactly,
a
yeah.
quick notice.
Exactly. AJ was supposed to fight Darrell Miller,
Yes.
and Darrell Miller is not fast hands. I'm sure he's I guess, come forward guy, but Andy, quick combinations in the pocket, whereas Darrell's slow, you know, slow punches, whatever. But yeah, prime example. I think this works great in favor of Fundora, or Fondue, I should say. Now, is he going to win?
Yeah.
I think better chance, I'd say.
So that was the question I was going to throw to Shanana. Are these advantages enough? Because Fundora, yes, he got slept by Mendoza, who went on to get his ass kicked by Tszyu, but you know, boxing triangles not really
Don't
a thing.
work.
Yeah, they're not a
The
thing.
math doesn't math.
Right. So in this fight in and of itself, with all these changes, does Fundora have could he win? And if he does, how?
I mean, he could win. Anybody can
Yeah,
win.
sure. Yeah.
But I think Tszyu will be able to make the adjustments. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think Tszyu is probably a better infighter than Fundora.
I would say
I
so.
just- Yeah. I just feel like I don't know. I like Tszyu better.
Yeah, so do I. I think you're right that Tszyu is better on the inside than Fundora is. Fucking Mendoza is better on the inside than Fundora is.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, I also am wondering how Fundora is going to deal with his loss when he gets really pressured, like if it's going to get in his head or not.
did your headphones just pair? Because
Yeah, they did.
All right, yeah, your microphone picked up, and it was a pretty clear difference.
Sorry.
No, it's
I
fine.
didn't mean to switch things up on you, but I finally got it working.
No.
My fucking boomer technology ability.
It's fine. Okay, so I think we're pretty much all in accord.
Yeah, now watch Fundora get a round 2 knockout.
I would. Okay, this is the Usyk Fury, I will shit in my pants. Absolutely. That would be fucking ridiculous. As much I love Fundora, he's really fun to watch him fight because it's completely counterintuitive and he makes it work for the most part, I guess. And
yeah, I like watching him. I'm not shit talking him. I don't
think he's quite at the Tszyu level. Bohachuk is more, and Mendoza are more his speed. Thurman was not going to have any success here. I really don't think so. I think this is a better fight now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm more excited to watch this one than I am was to watch Thurman.
With Fundora and Bohachuk being the co-main, that was the going to be the fight of the night. Like Thurman was going to get his ass beat worse than Mendoza did, or Tony Harrison as well.
I think Mendoza and Bohachuk's going to be fun too. I think that's a solid co-main.
It is. The Bohachuk is super. I don't want to say Rock'em Sock'em Robots because he's has a bit more finesse than that. But they're both going to be like up close and personal. So it's going to be a lot of fireworks. Very excited. So that's it for that changing of the guard, I suppose.
It's mean to say, but I do think Thurman getting hurt made this a better fight night.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree. Yeah. Sorry, Keith, but it's not your time anymore. That one time has come and gone. All right, now, Arslan Lara defending his WBA middleweight title versus Michael Zarafa. I didn't have anything positive to say about this.
Who is Michael Zafar? I've never heard of him.
So that's the first time he had ever come onto like a national, international broadcast. They had mentioned that he is, or was at the time, a Chippendales private party person that you could hire. And yeah,
interesting.
So if your bachelorette party wants a fucking in shape dude serving you drinks, then there you go.
That sounds like a sweet side gig if you're boxing.
Right.
Because you're already in good shape.
Yep. That's what he does.
In Australia, right?
Yes, as far as I know.
And make sure the wife never goes there.
Right, so that's who Lara is fighting for the WBA middleweight title. Come on, man. What? Who the fuck are these people anyway? But yeah, that fight fucking sucks. I honestly hope Zarafa wins.
Mm-hmm.
For Chippendales, do it. You have to do it. Co-main, Rolando Romero versus Isaac Cruz, WBA 140.
Oh, well.
This one's for Barroso.
So who do you think wins this one?
Cruz is 5'4", Romero's 5'8". The disparity is not as great as it was for Ray Vargas and Nick Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's difficult to say.
I can't get a handle on how good Rolly Romero is.
I can't either.
Like, I just can't tell. I can't tell if he's a good boxer or if he's just good at promoting himself.
Maybe it's a bit of both.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just been fighting, like, too good a competition.
Well,
because he seems to talk himself into, like, really high-profile fights.
He talked himself into fighting Gervonta Davis. He was using his size advantages pretty well. So credit to him there. It was working until it didn't.
Yeah, I think he got caught because he got sloppy or something, where he got lazy.
He got overconfident, got a little lazy and complacent, and got sparked.
Oh.
Well, that's pretty much it. Other than that, he was a pretty like standard guy, just one who ran his mouth a lot.
More than likely, that could happen again here if he gets lazy again and complacent. So, very good chance that happens on this one as well. Honestly, I'm going to root for the dog here. I'm going to go for the dog. I think Pitbull probably beats him the same way Tank beat him.
I don't
Is that a
know.
hot-
I don't think it's not necessarily a hot take in that a lot of people want Raleigh to lose because he's a douchebag, and also because Barroso got jobbed, so he doesn't deserve to be in this position. I don't know if Pitbull has that kind of power. We have a good idea of what Cruz is. Raleigh's a bit less of a known quantity. Is there enough that we don't know? Does he have enough aces in the hole? Is the size disparity enough for him to keep his belt?
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Cruz.
4-inch height, 5-inch reach advantage.
What Riley should do for this fight is take a playbook out of Ray Vargas's style. But I don't think Riley is even that kind of fighter. I don't even remember how Riley fights, honestly. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot.
You can overcome that.
Yeah, that's kind of what Cruz is known for, I suppose. It's not quite as... Nick Ball made a good go of it.
Yeah.
And I think he's smaller than Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz is 5'4".
I think Nick Ball's about the same.
5'2".
Oh, really?
Good
Jesus.
Lord.
He's shorter than me. That's crazy.
5'2". I knew he was small. I thought Ray Vargas was taller. So his profile says 5'8". I thought he was taller than that. Either way, the size difference was still comical. The day that we were watching Ray Vargas flop like a fucking fish. I expect this situation with Cruz and Romero is going to look somewhat similar. Raleigh had trouble with Barroso, who is a lot better than people realized, which we all came to find out.
Yep.
And he was beaten by Tank, so that's like that's the full extent of his top level competition. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I do not want to give Raleigh the benefit of any doubts. Whatever questions I might have about Cruz, fuck Raleigh. This one's for Barroso.
Long live Barroso. He's still alive and all, but, he got a job.
Still, long live anyway.
Mm.
And, this is headline now, Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora, which we talked about at length. But, any parting thoughts on this one?
On this one with Pitbull and Raleigh, you know what? If Pitbull sparks him, this is probably the last we're going to see of Raleigh. That career is going to go in the shambles.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, he's not popular now. He got some buzz from fighting Tank. More buzz because he got knocked out. But I think if Pitbull stops him or sparks him, his career probably over.
Right. He, whether or not it's his fault, which I don't think it is, he still is benefiting from really egregious corruption. And I don't think that did not put him in the good graces of anyone. So if he loses here, he might be going to Pro Box.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Pro Box, Wednesday night cards.
I typically like personalities like this. I think they're fun. It's especially fun watching people clutch their pearls about it. When someone's like Adrian Broner, when he was a little douchebag, it was so fun.
I mean, look, he could go into the Dillian White status, just no media fight, just
closed doors,
back barroom back end brawl or some bullshit.
Whatever it is, I hope it's just away from the watching world,
away from the public, the good people.
Yes, yeah. Anything on Tszyu and Fundora before we get out of here?
Nah, I think we harped on that one enough yesterday.
Yep. Well, then, that's it. I completely forgot to mention, actually, the picture of Terrence Crawford reminded me that the winner of Tszyu Fundora has to fight Terrence Crawford for the WBO.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the WBO mandatory.
Fundora would just get tore apart.
Not really.
I mean, Zhu's gonna lose too, but Fundora would be a war crime.
Yeah, that's not something I'd want to see.
Terrence Crawford pulls up the Geneva Convention, turns it into the Geneva checklist. What am I going to do to Fundora here?
Crawford goes full Canadian. Check,
Oh no!
check,
Oh
check.
no!
Yeah. The Fundora versus Crawford that would be a joke. It's a circus act that I would love to see if that's what was required. But I'd rather see Tszyu versus Crawford for sure. Even though Crawford beats him, like, cleanly.
Yeah, but I think it would be much more entertaining than poor Fundora just getting chopped in half.
Does Tim Tszyu have a better shot against Crawford than Errol Spence did? Because I was like
I have been saying
in the Spence train.
I have been saying for years that Spence got hurt badly in that car crash.
Yeah, he wasn't the same.
Like, so honestly, I think Tszyu has just as good a chance as post-crash Spence did.
That's the handicap for Tszyu to be on Spence's level. It's a car accident.
With brain damage, yeah. Spence was amazing.
He really was. Yeah, he was a wrecking
it's
machine.
really too bad that he, drove his car into a wall at 200 miles an hour or whatever crazy speed he was going.
Yeah, he was going really stupidly fast. Ferrari Enzo, I think he was drinking.
Yeah. Everybody's seen the footage of the car flipping down the street.
Yeah.
That thing's in shambles at the end of it.
He got thrown from it. Is crazier, I think.
Yeah, well, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Because he was fucking drunk. Fucking moron. God.
Barbaric.
Yeah, he said himself he's a savage afterwards.
I wouldn't make savage stupid like that.
No. Yeah, Barbarian is, I think, a little better here. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Boxing B-Sides podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever the case, 833-LUX-PODS. You can call or text. It's anonymous either way. If you call, we can cut your audio in if you leave a voicemail. Or don't, whatever. All the social media shit is LVX Media Net. If you can't find it, we're not on it. LVXmedia.net is the website, and there's a lot of other stuff that we get up to. MMA for one that might be most relevant, but we get up to other stuff too, and we're always workshopping more, so keep your eye locked over there. There's a pretty solid calendar, if I do say so myself, if you want to keep up with all of the important fights, or somewhat kind of important fights, whatever. You be the judge. What else? I think that's it. If you got a second, if you could leave us a rating, it's really helpful. If you are not feeling a 5, you got my number, 833-LUX-PODS. Tell me why. I would like the opportunity to correct whatever is keeping you from a 5. I want to make up the difference for you, give everybody a better listening experience. Ooh, what else? I think that's it. All right, enjoy the fights. Text me your picks. I'd love to start keeping some tallies. All right, we'll catch you next time.